Hello YouTube, SpeedSpider3 here, and I am finally back with part 2 of my Blood Magic Spotlight. Now, reason for this taking so long to upload, I actually had some serious troubles over the weekend that prevented me from recording, so I apologize for that. This should be uploaded Wednesday, and in addition, I am uploading Trine 2, and yesterday's Minecraft Survival Let's Play. Now, So, yeah, over the weekend I couldn't really record due to a lot of complications, and I was having some serious trouble with the mod. I think I've got the things I had going on wrong fixed, but I'm not 100% sure yet. Now, as you can see, this altar has gotten bigger. Now, what I've done is I've made it a tier 2 altar. The way you do that, you dig 2 blocks out from the base, and then 1 block down on the second block out. And you do not have to do that on the corners. And then you fill every block you dug out with runes. So you're going to need 20 more runes, and they can be just regular blood runes, to make this tier 3. And in addition to that, in the 4 corners, you're going to want 2 blocks of any kind. I just went with stone for conveniency. So 2 blocks of absolutely any kind, and a glowstone block on top of those 2 block pillars. And that will give you a tier 3 altar. And if I just right-click this, you can see tier 3 altar. And I've got a lot of capacity runes around, so it has a max capacity of 36,000. Yeah. Figured that out, by the way, guys. So in order for it to update, what you have to do is you have to place down the rune, and then you have to put some blood into the altar, and it will cause the block to update and register whatever runes you've got in there. So today we are going to be looking at rituals and basic alchemy. Why don't we start with rituals? So the first thing you're going to need to get started with rituals is a master ritual stone, and if you just look up the recipe for that, it's 4 obsidian, 4 ritual stones, and at the very least a magician's blood orb, which is the tier 3 blood orb, which is why we need the tier 3 altar over here. And then for the ritual stone, you need 4 reinforced slates, 4 obsidian, and at the very least the apprentice blood orb, the tier 2. And the reinforced slates are just tier 2 slates, so put a blank slate in a tier 2 altar, and that'll give you a reinforced slate. And you'll need at least 1 master ritual stone to start. Now, rituals are multi-block structures that are placed into the world to activate stuff. You're going to always require a master ritual stone, and you're going to always require at least a few ritual stones. You will also need these things. Give me just a second. What are they called? Elemental inscription tools. So grab one of each of these, and these are just thrown into a tier 3 altar with their respective piece. Lapis lazuli for blue, magma cream for red, obsidian for green, and gas tier for cyan, which is air. And that'll give you inscription tools. Now, we're going to go over one of the absolute most basic rituals, the ritual of the full spring. So what you do, place your ritual stones out, in this case like this, and then you take whichever inscription tool you need, in this case water, and you right-click the ritual stones to dye them to the proper ritual. And these are now water ritual stones. Then you're going to need this thing, an activation crystal, a weak one for now, which you get by throwing a lava crystal into a tier 3 altar with 10,000 life points. So it's kind of expensive, but it's worth it. Then you just take it and right-click your ritual. And real quick, notice how this took some durability damage? Well, I have 4640 right now. If you just right-click with that, it'll refill a little bit and take 10 life points, so you can keep those up at full, which is great, because it means you won't have to keep recrafting them. Then you can just right-click that. Oh, right. You have to remember to bind everything you craft to you, otherwise it'll never work. Then you just activate the ritual. And that'll drain, I believe for this one it'll drain about, I don't remember, 4075. It drains about 525 for the initial activation. Now the ritual of the full spring is, what it will do is, it will keep this water block filled no matter what. See, it'll refill that. Every time it fills that water block, it's going to cost you 25 life essence. However, it will keep it infinitely filled no matter what, and you can collect that with buckets, and if you have mods that pick up liquid automatically from the world, you can pick that up. So that's pretty cool. Nothing too terribly special. Now to end the ritual, you're just going to break the Master Ritual Stone. Just like that. And as you can see, the ritual is over. Now, why don't we look at another ritual? This one is called the Serenade of the Nether. Very similar to the Ritual of the Full Spring, except it uses fire runes. Can you guys guess what this one does? Gonna want to make sure we have enough, because this one's really expensive. And let's grab the Tier 3 Blood Orb. I believe it costs like 1,000 for it. So, in all honesty, I have enough, but you can never be too sure. So, you're just going to right-click. Okay, no, we don't have enough. That should get us up to 6,000. Okay. Then we can... Huh? Still too weak. How much does this need? Clearly a lot. Wow. That should get us above 10,000. Yeah. Then, there we go. And then we can activate it. And it looks like it costs a little over 10,000. 10,500 it looks like. And that will give you a lava block. And 3725. It's going to cost a little bit more to refill this. Like, we're at 3725 right now. Break that. We're at 3225. So it costs 500 life points to keep this lava thing full, but still, it's infinite lava without ever having to venture into the nether. Well, you need the magma cream, so you do have to venture into the nether unless you have a mod like Thaumcraft that gives you the ability to get blaze powder without venturing into the nether. Then you can just break that, and the ritual is over. Where is that? Oh. A block got burned. That's great. Okay, so those are a couple of the more simple ones. Not a big deal, but they're going to start getting more complicated and much bigger. When they do, you're going to want this thing called a Ritual Diviner, and this is crafted like so. 4 diamond, 1 elemental inscription tool of all of the 4 basic elements, and an emerald. And that'll consume your elemental inscription tools. However, if you take this thing and shift right click with it, it'll select a ritual. Let's go with Ritual of the Green Grove for now. And then if you have blocks in your inventory, if you have enough ritual stones, then you can right click a Master Ritual Stone with the block selected, and it'll automatically start filling in the blocks. So if we fill this in, as you can see, it consumed 8 blocks, and it got this ritual ready. Now this is called the Ritual of the Green Grove. This one costs, looks like, just about 1,000. Not too bad. What this does is any plants or crops sitting directly on top of it will have a drastically increased growth rate. Very similar to the Sigil of the Green Grove. So let's grab a couple pieces of sand and some cactuses. Let's put 1 on here, and then 1 here. And then we'll leave these for a little while, and you'll see which one grows faster. Okay. While it's doing that, why don't we move on to some of the more advanced rituals. Now, first thing I want to show you guys. If it tries to activate a ritual, the Ritual Diviner, and it doesn't have enough room, and as you can see, there are a lot of rituals. Yeah. However, if it tries to set up a ritual and it doesn't have enough room, then it will just kind of stop, and this has enough room. That's... oops. So why don't we set this in a position where it doesn't have enough room? Place that there. If it doesn't have room to place them and it keeps trying, then it will just stop. So you just need to clear up a little bit of room and that'll start. Then you can keep filling them. And this one's called the Ritual of Magnetism. As you can see, this one's quite a bit more complicated, and even this is one of the more basic rituals. But what this one does is it will search the ground below it in a 7 by 7 block radius. No, not 7 by 7 block radius, but a 7 block radius, looking for ores, and it will pull them up into this little area in the middle here. And this one's kind of expensive to activate, so it's just make sure we... Oops. Remember what I said about that being able to kill you? Yeah, I wasn't lying. So, just gotta run back over here and grab my stuff. Not a big deal. So you just gotta make sure, you just want to make sure you have plenty in your life essence, and then you're gonna take your weak activation crystal, go ahead and activate it, and now we're gonna wait. Now this is one of the things I was having problems with last time, so I can't guarantee it's gonna work here. But what I did was, between episodes, I just filled in a bunch of the ground beneath this with a ton of ore, so it guarantees that there's ore beneath it for it to pick up. It just needs to scan the ground and find it. And should probably make sure you have enough life points to pick up the ore. I don't know how much you need per, but you gotta make sure you have plenty. And if this doesn't work, then I don't know why. Also, it seems like whenever you accidentally kill yourself using something from blood magic, it applies this thing called Soul Fray, which I do not know what that does, so don't ask me. You might have to look that up on a wiki. That was new in the newest update, and I've never seen it. So I don't know. Anyway, once you've got a lot in your soul well, it should start pulling stuff up. And in fact, if we go down beneath, as you can see, I loaded this place up pretty well with ore. Like, I put a lot of ore under here. Lots of iron, lots of coal. If we dig down a little deeper, lots of redstone. Dig down deeper, lots of diamond. So I filled it up pretty well. So it should be able to draw from the ores down here. And I don't know why it hasn't been doing so. Where is my tunnel? Right here? Yeah, I'll make a new one. Okay, so if we go up, I'm not entirely sure why it's still not working. Rush of energy flows through the ritual. I'm in creative mode, so yeah, I don't know. This ritual in particular does not seem to work for me right now. And I don't know why. Is there maybe not enough room to finish the ritual? Maybe if we just, like... I know it's not... Oh, I'm in creative mode. Oops. So, I know it's not any bigger than what it's at right now. I know it's not any bigger, but I guess theoretically it could use up these blocks here. Oops. I just activated a bunch of times. Yeah, see, there's room, so I don't know what's going on. Alright, yeah, I don't know. I guess I'll just leave that there, and I don't know. So there's a bunch of rituals you can do, and I can go over a couple of them, what a couple of them do. the ones that I've actually seen. So Sarah the Need of the Nether, you saw that. Ritual of the Green Grove, that's in effect right there. Interdiction Ritual, this will keep stuff out. Ritual of Containment, this will keep stuff in. Ritual of Binding, I think this one keeps stuff from moving. Ritual of Unbinding. Oh, no, I know what that does. The Ritual of Binding and Ritual of Unbinding will come into play very soon. Ritual of the High Jump. Ritual of the High Jump's really fun. We'll go over that one. Hush, Steam. Hush. I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. Okay. So yeah, there's a few of them. Why don't we look at two more before I show you the Ritual of Binding, which is required to really proceed in this mod. And we're just going to look at the Ritual of the High Jump, I believe is the good one. So, if we throw down our Master Ritual Stone... Oh, this one requires Dusk Runes. So, when you get to some of the more high-tier rituals, it requires things called Dusk Runes, which are made from a different type of elemental thing. The elemental inscription tool Dusk. So if we look at this real quick, this one requires a tier 4 altar and a block of coal. And I will not be going over how to get a tier 4 altar this episode, but I will go over that. And so you're just going to need a more powerful ritual diviner, this one, which is crafted the same way, except you need 2 demonic slates and 2 elemental inscription tool Dusks, along with the old ritual diviner. Demonic slates are the tier 4 slates, so it starts getting really expensive with that. Why don't we just get rid of my old one? This one should be able to place them. Ritual of the High Jump, right? Yeah. No? I'm not sure. Hold on. Might need to go up a few blocks. Oh, there we go. Yeah, see? This one is not the one I thought it was, but it's still a fun one. Then we just grab our weak activation crystal. Activate that. Oh. D. Kinda need to have enough in my soul well. Magician's Blood Orb. Grab this. And we'll check and see how much this one costs to activate. So right now we've got 9,085. Activate it. Okay, so it probably costs 10,000 then. So now we've got 11,585. Really? This one's an expensive one. Alright. Now we've got frickin' 19,000. Still, okay. So I'm gonna guess this one's between 20,000 and 100,000, which means it is an extremely expensive one. So I will be right back while I build up a bunch of life essence. Actually, you know what? I wonder if you can activate it in creative mode. Oh, no. Wrong button. No? Okay, well, still, I can build up a ton in creative mode. Yeah. Just want to make sure I have a ton built up. Okay, 46,000. That's probably enough. I will honestly be kind of shocked if it's not. Wow. So then it needs 50,000 maybe? shows you guys how much I know about this mod. So good at this. Okay, there. We have over 50,000. You know, it would help if I'd bound the crystal. 52,785. Yeah. Go, that's right. It doesn't protect you from fall damage. When you step on it, it rockets you into the air, but it does not protect you from fall damage, which means it can kill you. You need to be extremely careful with rituals like this. And seriously, that's still not activated? But that's how that one works. That's a fun one. Where even did the rest of my inventory go? My voice keeps cracking. That's a little embarrassing. Okay. Well, still. There we go. Now you've seen that. So make sure you have a means of protecting yourself from the fall damage if you're going to be using that. And why is this still not activated? $51,000. Yeah. Helps if I bind the thing. Yeah. Okay, so it consumed it, which means the ritual is active, which means the ritual is working. Is this just not the ritual I thought it was? Maybe it pulls in mobs. But I could swear this is this ritual. Helps if I'm not in peaceful. Let's try a sheep. I don't know. I'll have to look that up. I'll have to look up what's wrong with this ritual and tell you guys in the next episode. Oh, there's my pickaxe and the rest of my crap. No wonder. Alright, well. Yeah, okay. I don't know why those aren't working. So then which is the really fun ritual? Interdiction, ritual binding, high jump, magnetism, crusher, speed. This is the one I've seen. And there is also another sigil I should show you guys while I'm at it. This one, the Sigil of Elemental Affinity. Requires a Magician's Blood Orb at the lowest, I believe. Yeah, Magician's Blood Orb at the lowest. 4 Obsidian, a Lava Sigil, an Air Sigil, a Water Sigil, and an Imbued Slate. Now if we just grab the Sigil of Elemental Affinity, this will protect you from any element-related damage. Fall damage, lava, fire, drowning, anything related to the elements this will protect you from, as long as it's active. It's another one of those toggleable ones. So, why don't we just... So I have 46,700. Okay, activating it requires just about 200. And it's going to refresh just about every 10 seconds or so, just like any other one. However, as long as it is active, it will protect you from all forms of the elements, period. So, why don't we grab this Ritual of Thing, of Speed, place this here. No, this one has to go up a block. Okay. Really? This one can place Dusk Runes, correct? This one cannot place Dusk Runes, and I think this requires a Dusk Stone, yeah. So you need to make sure you have a Ritual Diviner that can place Dusk Runes. Still goes a block up. I'm a genius. No, it doesn't, because I haven't... You guys see? I am freaking really, really good at this. Ritual of speed. Yeah, see, there we go. Probably should not stand in it. Okay. See, not too bad. Just requires a dusk rune to go at the front. And it's a big arrow. Activate it. And when you step in it, it will launch you forward. Now don't forget that you can still take fall damage from that. This is just a great way of getting around quickly, and if you happen to have a Sigil of Elemental Affinity, you can run through it, activate that, land, and turn it off. So the Sigil of Speed, a really fun one, and obviously it's going to drain some life points every time you activate it as well. And I suppose now is as good a time to show you guys this as ever. If you apply a redstone signal directly to the Master Ritual Stone, then it will deactivate the ritual. So that is a good way to keep a ritual deactivated if you want to keep it put together. See? Simple as that. So that one is just a really fun little ritual. Now, why don't we get into alchemy because I am already running out of time. So if we get just a basic alchemy station. Oh, great. That's great. Alchemy. Ugh. There's too many items. I want a basic alchemy too. You know what? If I can look at a vanilla brewing stand and uses, it can be crafted into the alchemic chemistry set with an apprentice blood orb at the lowest. Alchemic chemistry set. Grab that, and apparently that stacks. Throw that down in the world. Okay. Now this works very similarly to a regular chemistry set, except you need flasks, I believe they're called? Flasks instead of vials. Potion flask can be crafted... It is crafted with a glass bottle and a tier 2 altar, and that'll give you a potion flask. And the potion flask can be thrown into one of these slots, just like any regular crafting thing. Now, crafting in here is a little different. For crafting in this, you need a lot of different items to ensure that it works. And, okay. You'll need, at the very least... Where are my binding catalysts? You'll need, at the very least, a weak binding agent, which is crafted in an alchemic chemistry set. It requires 2 simple catalysts and a piece of clay with a blood orb. I think Magician's is the lowest tier for that. Apprentice. Simple catalysts are made from a sugar to redstone, a glowstone, and a gunpowder, along with an apprentice blood orb at the lowest. So if you just get a bunch of weak binding agents, because you're going to need a lot of them, and throw that anywhere in the thing, and get something to fuel it, we'll say magma cream, because that gives you the fire resistance effect. Throw that in there, and then get a blood orb. A bound blood. Oh. Okay. Well, I guess you don't need the blood orb in all cases. That'll give you a fire resistance potion for 2 minutes. Now this is not a normal fire resistance potion. This, well, yeah, you drink it. Fire resistance, except it takes a little bit of durability and has 6 swigs left because I accidentally lagged and drank it twice. So you can drink a potion up to 8 times. Now, if we want to modify this, we can. So we're going to want to throw that back in there. Then we can grab a catalyst, and there are lengthen catalysts and power catalysts. So if we grab that in there, and we're going to want another piece of magma cream. So we put the magma cream in there to tell it we're modifying that fire resistance effect. Then let's say we want to put, then let's put a lengthen catalyst on there. And now we wait. And after a minute or two, it'll pop out with this, a fire resistance potion that lasts 5 minutes and 20 seconds. You know, that's pretty cool. That's cool. Well, let's say we wanted to make it longer, or stronger. Well, once again, we want to throw the magma cream in there, but this time we're going to throw a mundane power catalyst in. And if you hold shift over something, it'll tell you what the alchemic recipe is for it. That'll give us a fire resistance 2 potion. However, it's going to cut the length of the potion in half. Now, that's not the coolest thing you can do. If you put more binding agents in, and let's say, what's something that adds a potion effect? Oh, I was never good with potions. Something that adds a potion effect. Magma cream is the only one I have memorized. You know what? I think there was one that was like, so there's a brewing tab. Oh, you know what? I can just potion of swiftness. Sugar. Okay. So if we put a binding catalyst on and then throw in another reagent, it'll start crafting again. And as you can see, now we have a speed and fire resistance potion. Now, you can add as many things as you want to a potion. However, the more abilities you start to add, the more likely it's going to become to explode. So why don't we try and add another effect? Let's say potion of invisibility, fermented spider eye. Okay. Let's throw that on there. And why don't we stand back a bit from this one? There it goes. That potion just exploded. It's completely gone. So you got to be careful how many things you're applying. And these are just weak binding agents. If you were to get a stronger binding agent, like the standard binding agent, then you have a better chance of applying more effects to it. Okay, so that's pretty cool. Why don't we get a pretty basic potion? We'll say a speed potion. How do you craft a speed potion? Oh yeah, that's sugar. So we're going to want to get some sugar and a flask. So let's just throw speed on there. Let that craft. Okay, now we've got that. And then why don't we up the power by a ton, decreasing the length. Oh, okay. We can only up it by one at a time. Let's try again. Push more. Now we have... Oh, okay. That's fine. So why don't we get a stronger power catalyst? We'll say a greater power catalyst, which is the best power catalyst, but it's pretty expensive. It requires 2 average power catalysts and an incendium, which is kind of expensive. And the average power catalysts require standing binding agent and some mundane catalysts. So it gets kind of expensive. Let's throw that on there with a piece of sugar. That should give me... There we go, speed 4 for 15 seconds. Okay, so we've got 8 swigs. Drink that. It's going to give me speed 4. Pretty cool. And if I drink all of it, I want to drink all 8 swigs. 0 of 8, but it keeps the potion effect. So, if you have potion, then you can take this thing called Filling Agent. Enhanced Filling Agent, Standard Filling Agent, and Weak Filling Agent. And you can take a Filling Agent and throw it in there with an empty potion, and it'll restore some of the swigs. So that's pretty cool. However, I think that's all the time we have for today. Oh, I missed it. I think that's all the time we have for today, because this has been a pretty long video by now, and a lot of it was just me failing really, really hard, and that ritual not working. So, between episodes, I'll figure out why this ritual isn't working. Ow. I'll figure out why this ritual isn't working. What is that? What is that noise? I don't know. So I'll figure out why the ritual isn't working, and I'll get back to you guys on that. And in the next episode, we will talk a little bit more about some more of the rituals, and we'll probably start getting into the more advanced stuff. So, if you are still here, if you like the video, please hit the like button. If you like me and would like to see more of my content, please go ahead and subscribe. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.